Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the Metroid Dread Figma EMMI from Good Smile. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. A quick update before I start. I found the stand for the Figma Metroid Dread Samus. I really love how this looks. It's huge, octagonal, and looks really cool. Has a couple ports over here as well. I don't really use it that much, but it's nice to have. Here is the box for the Figma Metroid Dread E.M.M.I, or EMMI for short. Looking closer, product number 613, copyright Nintendo, Nintendo seal, that's really good. We have more logos and the EMMI itself up here, looking gorgeous with an artwork shot of the EMMI on the left, as well as Good Smile Company, and I'm guessing this is 15 years or something. On one side we have the Figma Max Factory X Masaki Apsi Action Figure Series E.M.M.I, going all the way up with a really cool picture of the EMMI in a stabbing motion right over here, looking really great. And on the other, we have the EMMI walking forward towards most likely Samus, looking really nice over here, as well as the same wording on the bottom as well. On the back, we have the EMMI looking out, as well as all the things I've just said before, as well as Metroid Dread. And on the bottom, we have the exact same thing over here, Metroid Dread, the EMMI, and a barcode. And in case you want to see the barcode more clearly, here that is. Now let's open up the box for this extraplanetary multi-form mobile identifier and see what's inside. And here is the EMMI in the plastic out of the box. Now let's open all this beautiful stuff up. The head of the EMMI is more like an eye, but it looks amazing on this. Reflects light really well. I love these little tabs on the side, and there are extras of them that we'll see in a little bit, but man, this moves so nicely. The neck is textured beautifully, almost like a skin suit. It's wonderful. Going up and down, side to side, a little bit up and down on the back portion as well. You can swivel a little bit. And also, there is a jut for the neck to pull it out, get some easier articulation before pushing it back in for a little less articulation, honestly. I really am being delicate to try to not hurt this thing because I really don't want it to hurt me. The chest of the EMMI is covered in a lot of white armored plating with some silver over here as well, and here on the back we have a little heart looking thing as well as a port back here also. I love the shoulder armor too. The chest armor is really nice. The collar armor is neat too. It does move around a little bit over here, left and right a tiny bit, and the shoulder armor moves a little bit as well on its own, looking nice. The chest doesn't really move at all, but more parts do down below. The abdominal area of the EMMI is really interesting. It is a spinal column type thing that is segmented. We have some metallic rubber hose over here that can swivel and flex with this piece. It really can move all the way around, basically left and right at least a little bit, as well as back and forth a tiny bit, mostly in a hunched pose for all to see, and it looks really great from every angle. These parts are just so interesting and so neat, and the leg connections are really nice as well down here. At the shoulders, each arm can pop out a little bit, looking really nice as well. Pretty cool. And then swivel at each bicep, working out really nicely. Each arm can also lengthen and fold out a little bit as well for some multi-jointed action over here at 3 sections, looking really cool. It's a very nice piece and will come in handy for grabbing Samus at least. This is pretty scary and freaky. At each wrist, the claws can extend out at the forearm and then swivel at the spherical base for each claw. The EMMI also has these claws that are very sharp and really cool looking. They can move up and down, each of them working out really well as swivel and then move around a little bit within, being a little less oriented in a way, but still working out really nice for non-breakability. These are also really sharp, so be very careful when handling this. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be caught in those. The legs are very interesting and unique. They are digitigrade, which means they have a knee here and a knee behind here, looking really weird. There's a piston also, which can lengthen and shorten at will, but we'll get to that in a second. The legs can move out this far and in, as well as swivel a little bit down here, and then move up and down around the waist, as well as the piston over here going in and out at this point, and then shifting here at this point right there. You can make it as short or as tall as possible as pulling this down. It could also pull down over here at the ankle, and then twist up and down over here with this These can't move to my knowledge. They're not as sharp as the other ones. I wish that this sharpness was a design for everything else instead of the mega sharpness we have for everything. And these legs are just amazingly articulated. Really well done, Figma. In order to prepare the E.M.M.I for the mask, you must take the entire face off. I wish I could do this in-game. It's so satisfying here. Beneath the faceplate of the E.M.M.I, there are 4 holes, 2 large and 2 small, which match up with the pegs on this 2 large and 2 small. You just push this piece in carefully, and you have the needle head for the E.M.M.I. This is a separate head sculpt than the mask and the original faceplate. It is sharp on the end of the needle, so be very careful about that, by the way. I just really hope it doesn't break or something. Reminds me of the Demogorgon from Stranger Things too. This whole build of this character is like ripped straight from that. Articulation is pretty much the same, but yeah, just be careful without stabbing yourself with this. Just be careful. Don't let it. Don't. Going back to the previous head for the E.M.M.I, this is what I've come up with. Taking these 2 apart at this point and at this point, going to the back, however, these 2 here are glued in. I kind of wish they weren't, honestly, and this was interchangeable in any way, so you could do it however, but yeah, it's just really weird to have this limitation over here. And now with this actually assembled, it looks pretty cool with the fins on the sides, a little more intimidating as well, and placing it on here is very easy. Just align the holes, and that's pretty much it. It does give a more intimidating appearance to the E.M.M.I. And finally, adding the face sculpt on is interesting. Having it sort of match up and get placed on is really cool. Twisting over to an X like it is in the games, and that's kind of freaky. The red eye in the center is really creepy, and I get more of that Demogorgon feel and look. It's really scary looking, honestly. I think I like it better than the other head. This is just creepy by all accounts. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and hit the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. In order to get your E.M.M.I into 4-legged mode, some surgery must be done to the legs. While it does say to take it off at this joint in the thigh, I think it's easier to take it off the pegs at the waist and then just push them back in on the other sides. It's basically the same thing. It works pretty fine. If the legs to your E.M.M.I are very long, you want to push them in and then even shorten them further using the joints over here, taking care it doesn't break or anything, and then you want to twist the whole thing forward so it's in this positioning right here. With the back feet on the ground, we can focus on the front feet, moving these outward and clawing forward a little bit on each one, taking care to be delicate with this once again, and making it so the ball is resting on the floor rather than the joints. It looks really nice otherwise and is very creepy when you get it set up all correctly. The E.M.M.I in crawling mode looks really intimidating and really creepy. I think even compared to the bipedal mode. It's very scary. I love how this looks too. Also, this flower head is really creepy and scary. Just watch out for this guy. Watch out. And with the E.M.M.I in bipedal mode, it can be placed in this stunned mode when Samus hits it with the X button in that 1 in a million chance during the QuickTime event. This is a pretty cool feature they thought of. I like how it looks, and it looks really cool even with this gash in its chest. It's so nice to see the E.M.M.I in pain. And with the E.M.M.I back in its pretty much normal state, there is one more thing to go over. The E.M.M.I comes with a stand, ironically in the shape of an X, and that's all I'm going over with that. There are 3 ports to this, and it's very unique to the character. Let's check it out. The E.M.M.I also comes with a stand that can fold out like so, as well as hinge up and down here, and then hinge over here up and down, as well as swivel, and this swivel portion can come off to reveal more of the stand, but putting this on is much more beneficial, and folding it up is pretty unique to store it. It's a really nice stand and really well detailed for this figure. Having placed the stand at the farthest point of the X with that flat outcropping, you have the stand going into the back like so, just carefully pushing it in and very easy going for that. It works out pretty well, and having this fit with the figure looks really nice, especially when you want it to stand at the tallest height possible with the legs fully extended. And placing the E.M.M.I like this and the stand like this, there is also a between the leg port you have to place through. It works out really easily and nicely. It's super neat, but you can have the E.M.M.I claw and grab towards Samus with little issue, just scooching these legs a little bit forward, having it balance, and it works out pretty well. With the E.M.M.I trying to get Samus, nothing can stop it. Nothing. At its tallest height with everything extended, the E.M.M.I stands at about 10.5 inches tall to the top of the head and about 11.25 inches tall to the top of the mask. And at the shortest height with everything crunched down, the E.M.M.I stands at about 8.25 inches tall to the top of the head and around 9.25 inches tall to the top of the mask. Here is the Figma EMMI next to the Jack-specific Mario and Luigi. I'm doing Luigi's Mansion this month as my Let's Play, so check that out. And also here's the SH figure where it's Bowser. These figures aren't really that much in scale with the EMMI, but they at least look pretty cool next to it. Here are the Jack-specific Fox and Falco, who may have encountered something like an EMMI in their travels in space, as well as the Jazzwares Pikachu, who could short-circuit the EMMI, or the Nendoroid Kirby, who can just eat it. Here is the Figma EMMI next to the Nendoroid Sonic the Hedgehog, the SH figure where it's Pac-Man, the Jada Toys Mega Man, and the Jack-specific Animal Crossing Villager. Here is the Figma EMMI next to the Nendoroid Shovel Knight, the Figma Pit, the Figma Lucina, and the Bring Art Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Here is the Figma EMMI next to the Justin Bailey Samus Aran Kit Bash with Marvel Legends parts and a Figma Metroid Other M arm cannon. Next to the Jack-specific Metroid, the Figma Zero Suit Samus, the Jack-specific Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Samus Aran, and the Jack-specific Infant Metroid. And here is the Figma EMMI next to the Figma Metroid Other M suit, the Figma Metroid Prime 3 Corruption suit, the Figma Metroid Dread suit. And I gotta say, these all look really nice together and pretty much in scale with each other. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative. I'm not sure if I want to get this shot or not, Dr. Samus. You know, could you show me the needle? Maybe I'll feel better after seeing it. Overall, a Figma filled with dread. The EMMI is a robot that's basically indestructible in the Metroid Dread game, and I really love how this looks translated to figure form. The sleek white design combined with the organic texturing as well as the multiple robotic parts give this figure a chilling feel. The claws are the coolest part about it, how they can move and also look really creepy, give this figure an otherworldly appearance. The multiple heads for accessories are really nice. I'm not sure how they could have added more, but I really love what they put here with the flower head and the needle head. The articulation's also great on this figure. I love how you can change it from two-legged and four-legged modes in a quick swap of the legs. It's really intuitive. The only issue I have with this figure is a minor quality control problem. The left shoulder pad keeps falling off and I have to keep putting it back on. C'est la vie. And this isn't really a problem with this figure, but I know that Figma will eventually release all the other EMMIs in different colors, and I will probably get them all. So if you're a fan of Metroid, Metroid Dread, or the EMMIs themselves, you will definitely love this figure. It's one of the best Figmas ever put out. But make no mistake, this Figma definitely deserves an EMMI. So which Figma here is your favorite? Metroid Dread Samus Aran or the Metroid Dread EMMI? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.